What's up guys, G1 Extron here, and today we're taking a look at Mastermind Creations Leo Ducks, or basically their interpretation of G1 Razorclaw. This guy comes in packaged in his robot mode, and the directions show you how to go to line mode and also how to create the Predicating Torso. So we're going to go from line mode into robot mode and do a lot of comparisons in this video. The other thing is we're not going to cover the Predicating Torso mode, just because I usually wait till I get all the combiner pieces, and then I'll do a separate video for that. But as far as his line mode, I really do dig this. It actually comes with this ball joint is connected in there, which you'll have to do that whenever he's in his robot mode. But we can disconnect it, and then he has a lot more freedom here in the line's header, with his mane and stuff like that. A little bit more of the articulation pieces is these little flare-out main pieces. You can go up and down. They can go back and forth. So you can get them exactly the way you want to just kind of give them a really nice looking style. The head obviously rotates all over because it's on a ball joint there. Also has some movement here in his mouth, so you can open and close his mouth. It does come with a couple of accessories. It does come with the shield. It comes with these two swords, which are actually 4 pieces. His tail section is 2 pieces that are connected. And then you also have these 2 pieces down here, which I guess it kind of creates a little gun or something. But those 2 pieces to kind of cover up his chest area whenever he's in his line mode. It serves as something else for the handle for his sword, but it'll have those 2 pieces down there as well. And everything that this guy comes with, it all fits in his line mode. Though it doesn't all fit whenever he's in his robot mode. So this is kind of probably the premier way to display him until you get all 5 members and create Predaking. Then, obviously that's the way that everyone's going to display him. But pretty cool bot. I do like him. Cover some articulation here. Or you know what? Let's do a direct comparison with G1 Razorclaw here, so you can kind of see where they got a few of the nods. I just want to make sure everything's on camera. This guy's huge, as you can kind of see. So yeah, I'm having to do this from kind of a far ways back. I mean, you see that the nice little gold that they got around here, and even the little dots that they have to resemble, I guess, bolts or something like that. You can kind of see it on here on this guy as well. No, silver in the teeth, so that's something that they actually added on him. He's got the red eyes. This guy has beautiful red eyes. I mean, there's just something, they look like marble, like red marble or something. They're just beautiful. And it has that in robot mode as well, and it had that on Bovis and Fortis, so really like that. You can see that instead of, him having, he has these swords here, so he kind of had these little guns or little cannons here on the side, so kind of resembles that. Instead of a single piece cannon, he's got the dual, or you could actually flip this around on this guy, push that in. So this kind of resembles that a little bit more if we do it this way. And you can plug that in. So very accurate to the original G1. I do dig that a lot. Take a look at the side here. If we can get them both in there. Are they both showing up? Yeah. You got the the red here. They're obviously going to be a little bit different here on color just because of the way that he looks in robot mode, because he has yellow arms, and they wanted to make sure he had yellow arms as well. But I got the nice tail. He's got a little tail. I don't know if you can see it. It's like orange. But really nice job. I like this figure a lot. It's one that I could actually suggest even if I wasn't getting all 5. And that's pretty much the same way with all these, Predacons or these Feral Rex members. They're just so cool looking. You would even want to have them individual, even if you weren't going to combine them. So very nice little bot. Do like them. One other comparison that I want to do real quick is with, I have Fortis here transformed, so you can kind of see them side by side as far as width and length and stuff like that, so you can kind of get the general idea how large this guy is in his line mode. And remember, this guy is actually quite large on your shelf, so just kind of imagine how much bigger this guy is. Alright, now taking these swords off, just because I want to do a couple of other things before we get into transformation. You can move these guns however you like. So you could put them down here. You just want to make sure that they don't, mess with the main there. You're not going to be able to rotate that as much if you do. But you can put these up to where you get that angle. You can actually come forward with them like so. And the beautiful thing about this is there's a really nice black paint job on these guns. So this is not just, the black plastic color that the rest of this is. This is actually painted. Another thing that's worth mentioning here on what's going to be the right leg whenever he's in robot mode is actually where you'll see the Mastermind Creations and their little emblem, the penguin. So I guess that's kind of an Easter egg with some people. There it is on this guy. So, little spoiler, I guess, if you wanted to hunt it down on your own, but if you didn't, there you go. As far as the articulation on this guy goes, he can move back and forth here. It's a little limited, as you can see there, but he can just, bend back at that joint. Can go in and out, so you can get him at a wide stance if you'd like. He can also bend right here. He can bend at 2 different joints. You'll see a little bit better in robot mode, but he can bend back that one. He can bend at this one here. And then the claw has a ball joint, whatever that's called, yeah. Does rotate at the waist some, so you can see it right there. These legs, they can rotate. It's just they're not very stable. They're not the most stable legs. So tail goes back and forth there. He also has a bend there, so 2 joints there. You can take this shield section off, and I'll show you this in a bit. But something else that if I'm going to display him in his line mode, what I would like to do is just pull these back. Now it's going to hinder you from actually rotating at the waist. No, actually, no, I wouldn't actually. But I like those kind of pulled back because it covers up that little bit of yellow on his leg, which kind of looks a little ugly. So just looks a little bit better in my opinion. So one other thing that I wanted to do while he's in this line mode, and we'll put his guns down here, is that that famous scene everyone probably wants to do with this guy is, forget the episode, I think it was Nightmare Planet in Season 3, and you had Razorclaw and Springer there, and they had to team up so they could defeat this dragon or powerful wizard or something like that. So you had Springer and Razorclaw, and they kind of teamed up at that moment. So very cool little scene. The episode was a little bit strange, but cool scene. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out with this guy, I have a couple negative comments. This is one, and I just want to focus in on this for a moment. You can see that it's got this nice gold paint all around here. Well, they were actually supposed to put gold paint right there as well. You can kind of see where there's a little bit. This was actually a factory mistake. Mastermind Creations intended it to be there. So this is the first run. If you're going to end up getting the second run, or maybe wait until they come out with all 5 and maybe do some kind of like box set, or like sell them all 5 together, maybe that's fixed, maybe it's not. I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of it. In the very first run, it does not have the paint, which isn't that big of a deal. I can go buy me a gold marker similar to this color. I can color that in, and it'll be fixed. Maybe I'll show you in robot mode. I'll just show you in this mode. It's not that big of a deal. It's going to be easily fixed with a Sharpie. The only paint blemish is a little bit of gold right there on the black. I know it's kind of maybe showing up kind of a goldish look here, but there's a little bit of gold speck right there. But everything else is perfectly clean with this guy. And they did just a really fantastic job. Even whenever you get into the teeth here, let's go ahead and take this line head off here. There we go. Even whenever you get into the teeth, I mean, they didn't get outside the lines. I mean, there's no silver paint on the face, so very nice job. You can kind of see those little bolts and things like that I was talking about. There's some nice gold paint through here. Now, this is what I was talking about whenever I put the head on, is you're going to have to bend this around, and this right here will kind of sit down in there. You'll do the same with this one. There we go. And then this will sit up like so. That's a little difficult to do whenever it's actually connected. So we can't just put that ball joint in there just because it's a little too big. So we're going to move these out and reposition these a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and get it started for us. But that's what you're trying to do. So without breaking them, if we can get that. Alright, that should be good. Alright, sorry about that. I got through the whole transformation and found out that it wasn't even focused, so I wanted to do it again so you could see everything that I'm moving. The only thing that I have gone ahead and done is move that mane to where it's all folded up like it's supposed to in robot mode, so everything else is exactly the same, and we'll go ahead and get into it. So first thing we're going to do is detach right here, just separate, and the tail will just fall out. You can straighten that out if you like and put it to the side. You're not really going to need it ever again until you get into predicating mode. With the legs, you can go ahead and come up with these little side skirt sections. You pull down with the legs, pull down with that one. You can go ahead and slide the feet out if you'd like. With these back sections here, you're going to see that there's this little slot. Hopefully that's showing up. Okay. There's a little slot right here. There's also this section that will fit in there. Before you peg that in, you see this where this little section is sticking out above my finger. Right there at the middle, you're going to just put that in there. It'll tab in just like so. Then you can slot that in, spin the little paw around, and that will fit just like so. Do the same with this one. We'll spin this around until we can find that. Bend this around, put that into place, slot that in, and spin the paw around. And get that in there. Kind of locks. There we go. And then we can move that paw into place. With the heel spurs, this little section right here, you can see that you can just come back like that, spin that around 180. Do the same with this one. Spin that around 180. And now you have your legs done. So nothing else to do there. The feet give me a little bit of problems sometimes, so yeah, everything's focusing good. Awesome. Alright, now this is one little section that it spins around on like this little belt. Let me kind of pull it out so you can see it there. You want to make sure that this is always on the back side. So sometimes it doesn't spin around there with it, but we're going to try. Go ahead and spin this around. Yeah, see, yeah, there it goes. Awesome. We'll put these side skirts back where they need to do. Go ahead and move those out of the way. Come down with this. Separate this section here, and if you want, you can go ahead and put this thing together, and that's actually going to be the handle, and he's going to have the rest of the sword there whenever he's in his predicating mode or Feral Rex mode. Alright, and with this section, you're going to come down. Go ahead and get this the way it's supposed to. Just fold that back up. With the head section, this right here is actually pegged into the back of his head. There's a little peg back there, so you just want to pull that out. And you can see what I was talking about with that little peg. There's that hole where the screw is. This will fit in the middle of his chest and fit down there flush. With the hands, you'll just rotate at the shoulder and flip these paws around, and those tab in there. Do the same with this one. Now on the directions, it shows in several places that the paws are actually facing outwards. Let me get his guns ready there. But on his bio card, on the box and everything else, and just looks better in my opinion, they're actually towards the back. So I guess it's all preference, whichever you prefer. Open that section, pull his little hands out, rotate. Do the same with this one. And there he is in his robot mode, which looks really nice. There's a lot of nice ratchety joints in this guy. You can still move his mount if you wanted to in this mode. Let's cover articulation real quick. It does rotate his head. It's on a nice ball joint, looks up and down, side to side. These cannons still have the same posability. They can go like this, or you can bring them around like so. So it's all preference. You can actually rotate his mane if you wanted to. The shoulders, they go up this far. Don't go back all the way just because of the joint or peg that you're going to have connector piece for whenever you're going to connect, Rampage and Dive Bomb or whatever their Mastermind Creations names are. It does rotate out thus far. I come up peg there. It does rotate here at the bicep. This section actually comes undone. I'm assuming that's going to have something to do with whenever we put him into predicating mode, or I'm just going to call it predicating. You also have a double joint here. You have the joint here and then also the joint here. So this moves back and forth, and then you could also bend there. So he can get into almost a one little 80 there, which is pretty nice for the size that those forearms are. As far as the hand, it rotates here. The waist obviously rotates however much you'd like, 360. Move these out of the way. The legs go all the way out. They go all the way forward and back as well. Rotates here at the thigh. Bends at the knee at this joint, and you see that he can bend forward there, but again, that's something that I assume that's for predicating mode. So not really, you know, a weird looking knee there. The foot does have a little bit of movement there as well. It can go up and down and side to side. So pretty nice articulation for this guy, especially kind of being the torso piece. Let's do a couple of comparisons. Here he is standing next to Fortis. And you can see that he's quite a bit taller there. So you can definitely look at all 5 of the guys. I'm not really sure on Rampage and Dive Bomb. I can only assume that they're going to be about this guy's height. But he's going to definitely be the leader. You know exactly which one is the leader. Let me do Razorclaw real quick. If I can. And I guess I'll just do it on camera and you can see me. And pull those little feet out. So you can get a side-by-side comparison with him. And move this down. Move those out. That's the one thing that I always hated about Razorclaw and Rampage. Look how small their arms are, man. His chest sticks out further than that. Move these up. And there he is now with his G1. We can go ahead and give him some swords. This is his sword. He really needs 2 of them. Otherwise, it looks like he's, you know, just very short hands. You could also give him his cannon as well. So there's the G1. We can mount up this guy, and he's got these 2 just wicked awesome looking swords. We'll put them in some pose here at the end. You also have this one as well. And we can do a shield. Let me show you how to transform his shield real quick. Just because it's a little bit different. This is also going to be his waist section whenever he goes into predicating mode, but like I said, we'll get into that later on. So you're going to pull this out. Those little 2 tabs fit into those 2 holes. You're going to spin this around, pull this back, accordion that section, and bring that back around, and those are going to go right back into those holes again. And now he's got this little piece right here that he can actually fit onto either side of his arm, whichever one you prefer. So now he's got a shield, or you could actually leave it in the other mode and plug it here onto his butt if you wanted to. So, but there he is. And let's get his G1 in there. So you can see a side-by-side comparison. This is where it probably looks the most accurate. You know, with the line head, the yellow, and the arms. You have the red here on the side. And if you didn't know why they were putting that on there, look here, you'll actually have the red little paws from his front feet whenever he's in his line mode. You also have some gold here. And you also have the gold down here with those 3 stickers. And you got it painted on here. So very accurate. Black in the cast, red feet. So this is, you know, the best representation as far as the Predacons thus far that Mastermind Creations has done, in my opinion. It's just an awesome looking figure. Love this thing. Get a nice look here to the side. Again, just incredible. And you can see those 2 little cannons there represent the 2 little cannons. Alright, dude, come on, stand. We'll take his shield off. And again, if you wanted to make it his butt plate, I don't know why this guy's having a problem standing. Just disconnect it there, rotate, bring that back around, and connect it there. And there's these 2 little points here. And there's the pegs right there. And you can see, very accurate. So, love that. That's nice attention to detail. And just going that extra mile. you know, it makes it worth paying that much for a figure, or however much these guys are. So we'll move him to the side. As far as, you know, just put him in a quick pose. I mean, I'm not that great at stuff like this, guys, but we'll try. I did put some pictures on my Facebook channel, which is the G1 Hextron, but that's pretty much it, I believe, as far as comparisons. Oh, I have two more. We have Masterpiece Smokescreen, so you can get an idea of how tall this guy is, and he's even pinned at the knees quite a bit. And then you have the Takara Generations Armada Starscream, which is a deluxe figure. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and you know, I'll probably do him on Friday. So talk to you guys later. Have a nice day, and check out the website www.cybercastnetwork.com, and see you then.